The melodious tones of Dave Norman, everybody. Thank you, Dave. Isn't it soothing to walk into the Maranatha chimes and to hear the music? And as I often have had to do this summer, it's been really rough, but I just got to extend the sincere apologies for the harsh weather. And I hope you guys are getting through it. It's really difficult when it's like this, but I'm sure you guys can dig deep and find a way through it. So, no, it's beautiful. It's been amazing so far. The Spirit of God has truly been with us in the teaching and the worship, and we're off to a fantastic start on week 4. I can't believe it's already week 4. It seems like it's February, and then all of a sudden it's week 1, and then it's over. So we're hanging on it with the big commitment that Stacy and I made this year. We're not going to wish away one day. We are going to absolutely relish every single day, even in the later summer when things kind of start. You have to kind of keep pushing through a little bit because it's a lot, but we are blessed to be here. And we're blessed to have you here, so you guys grab your coffees and come in and get a seat. Most people are going to be flowing in. As we do every Monday, I just want to get you guys well-grounded in all of the things that are going to be happening this week and the support team, and to make sure that you guys are connected in every way you need it. And I've been talking about the church app. Who's put the Church Center app on their phone since they've come? Excellent. Not a lot of you. Hopefully you will. Like I said, this is a great place to get all the information of what's happening here. It is a safe, secure, it's not a spammy kind of a thing. We don't, start hitting you with stuff, but it's a way to track everything going on here, and you can do giving through the app, and it's going to be a platform we continue to build on. We just launched it this year, but it's really helping us to communicate with all of you and to keep everybody well connected. Everybody say hey to Ryder back on sound. Hey, Ryder. Micah and Ryder and Mark Vanderwall and a few others, Kirsten, and those guys are doing great work back there. And we've got all this, particularly in the tabernacle, a massive new amount of tech. It would be about the equivalent from flying a remote control, airplane on a thing to having to fly a 747 with the leap in the capabilities we did. And these guys have adapted so brilliantly. Where's Gail Winchell? Can you make it up here, Gail? Yeah, she went up to the tower today. Yeah, I got to see. So Gail, who is the patron saint of Maranatha, and she is amazing, and we love her. And Gail's sharing out some of her duties, but some of the duties she always does, she's going to keep with the recognitions and the hearts and everything else. And so she had some announcements this morning of just some people that are here.
Thank you. Yeah. I just wanted to mention the Hermans. Thank you. In the 90s, when we were here, we met Dorothy and Father. Their kids are here. Bob, Dorothy and Bob. How could I forget? And they're just lovely people. But then they also brought bunches of kids, and so they were here 64 years ago. They came. He had been here in the 40s off and on, but 64 years ago, and then their daughter, she was pregnant with their daughter. They came that many years until she's here now. And then their kids got married, and they're going to start a family tradition of Maranatha. So that's really neat. And I only think a couple of them are here yet. They're a little late. But I wanted to recognize them. Also, Josh Stevens is talking this morning?
Yeah, Josh.
Okay. Oh, there you are. You are from Cape Girardeau. And a lot of you don't know, but in, I don't know what year it was, 90-something?
It was like 97, I think. It was like
97.
It was my recollection.
A big contingent from his church came to Maranatha. They were the most fun people. And I know Debbie and Larry are here somewhere.
There they are.
And there's 2 of them right there. They have a trailer now, so we get to see them all the time. And I just wanted to recognize your church because you sent like 70 people. It was unbelievable. John Tovey and Donna went down there. Richard and Becky Stone went down there.
Yeah.
And Don and Gail went down there to Cape. That's how great they were. Yeah. So we all were with them different times, but we love Cape. Thanks.
Thank you, Gail.
Yeah.
Love you.
Love you too.
This is the way God works, because this is Josh's 3rd time here, but you weren't at Cape Church when you came here. Okay, we met Josh through Nicholas Ellen, just through our seminary work that Stacy and I have done in biblical counseling and things. And so isn't it amazing how God just connects? Like Maranatha is like this massive intersection of Christendom, where all these people come together. So as I mentioned, Gail's stepping back a little bit from the hostess duties, and we are blessed that Laura Loveberry and Stacy are taking up the slack here. So I'm going to ask Laura to come up, and she's going to give you some things happening.
All right. And I got in here, I found Gail, and I said, Gail, there's someone who has a birthday, and it'll be just a special if you make her a card. So we're so thankful. How many of you have ever gotten a card from Gail? A heart-shaped card, not as good as this one. Yeah, it's such a blessing. And so I have a card for week 4. We'll have it on that table over there, and this will be for Gail. We can give back to our Gail. So let's give Gail another. Yeah. So, and just a few things. I saw a lot of people with bikes, and there's a new trail from Lake Harbor, and it goes all the way over to Hoffmaster. It's really nice. It's 2.9 miles, and the last part of it, you go weaving in and out of some trees and stuff, so it's a wonderful place for that. And also, we have a pastor on campus who will come. You can make an appointment with him to meet with Ron Clark and talk to him about something that you're going through, which is a really big blessing because this place is here for spiritual renewal. And it's such a blessing. Week 4, you've got great speakers. We were already so excited about everybody. So meet with Ron, or you can make an appointment. Is that how that works? And we've counseled with him before.
And his fees are so high.
It's free, free,
so
free, free. So I'll have this over here. Thank you very much, and I pray that we all have just a blessed week of just spiritual renewal because there's so many people who have gone through hard things. So yay, I'm glad you're here.
Thank you. Since she brought up the bike trail, and one of the things I see in the surveys constantly, and I continually forget to mention this on Mondays, but for any of you fitness buffs, like I really want real weights and things to do, Jay and Megan Miles, myself and Stacy, we go to a great place called Muskegon CrossFit, which is literally about 1.5 miles, 2 miles from here, and is a phenomenal gym, and they have a really cheap drop-in feature where you can just kind of show up, and it's a highly, very top level gym, and like $10-15 to go over and do a drop-in, and you can do the group workouts, which are a blast, or you can just go to the open gym. So if you are looking for more capable workouts, let me know. I will get you all fixed up with our good friend Russ over there. I mentioned last night, and I'll mention it again, one of the other things that we're doing with the hosting is the prayer walk, and Gail and Stacy and Laura Culberson, who did it this morning. We've got sort of a team doing it, but Stacy's kind of ringleading for the summer, and she will be back, praise the Lord, this afternoon. It's been Lonely Guy Club over across the channel there at our home, so I'm glad to have her back. But there's a prayer wall over there. There's prayer requests, and every week we've just seen powerful requests, very heartfelt requests. Laura's right. People come in here. We're all shiny happy when we're sitting next to each other, but the reality is life follows us in here, and a lot of people are burdening with a lot of things. And so heading up to the prayer tower is a great place to find that fellowship. But minimally, if you write those down, Friday we take them all up to the prayer tower. We pray over those, and then we actually hand those out to people. They take them away with them and continue in the prayer. We want to be a praying people, so remember that. Ann Ledsworth, who was normally doing the guest services stuff, she was at a graduation for her son and down south, and she's coming back tonight, so I'm going to do that. Also, Carol, if everybody remembers Carol retired this year, so that's put a big hole in our staff, and Ann has picked it up, and Diane is now the lead on the front desk, and this is her day off, so she's not here on Monday morning, so I'll just go over quickly. Remember, Thursday, 5 p.m., that is your time to re-up for next year. We've rebooked at an average of 94% every week this summer so far. So the word's out, and people want to be here, and you want to be able to protect your place for next year. If you want to move from one type of an accommodation to another, you can wait, and then Friday morning, whatever's open, you can then move to those accommodations. But I do want to point out, and somebody had nudged me on this last week, and I did it did miss our attention. Next year's calendar is really weird. About every 7 years, we get a slide in the calendar where Labor Day goes very late. So Labor Day next year is like on the 7th or 8th of September. And so that means we count 10 weeks back from Labor Day. So effectively, week 4 next year will actually be closer to where a week 5 would be placed and vice versa. So definitely pay attention to the dates on the calendar. Because your schedule of family reunions and things that you do might look a little bit differently. Usually everything slides with the calendar. Same thing for going back to school, going back to sports camps and everything else, because most people do kind of count back from Labor Day. But just keep that in mind as you're doing that. Also, if you are staying in one of the condos, cottages, apartments, duneside, lodge, we are really at limits. We are packed. And so we have 5 hours to flip the campus. And so we know that with those sharp times and because of the sheer volume of people we need to do that, we have about 15 what we would call really good trained regular house cleaners that are with us for most of the year. But we have to supplement with a lot of kids from the kids program. So a lot of the teens come in, and I will be the first to tell you sometimes things do get missed. And if that happens, you guys throw a ton of grace on us, but it's okay to call us and say, hey, something's not right. Can you make it right? We want to know. But the second thing, and we really asked people to step up last week, and I can't tell you what an infinite difference it made for us. But it was when we do checkout, and I'll talk to you about this on Friday, stripping your beds, putting your towels in one place, your sheets in another place, and getting the garbage all packaged up and wiping up and tidying up as much as you can. Just massive difference for us and the ability for us to do a quality turn and get to the more detail-oriented things. So helping us up that way is a real blessing to us. And anything else you need on guest services, please just let us know. With that, Ron, why don't you come on up and give us the deep dive on what's going on? I got a team here. So these guys have been real quick, spontaneous
because
all week.
I forgot, Marie, are you here? I think I saw her, yeah. She's doing Pilates, so if you, at 7:30, so she's here. So you just go down to the water on tomorrow morning at 7:30. Tuesdays and Thursdays, 7:30 with the sweetest, she can work you out really hard, but she has a kind voice, so it feels okay. But she's great. So you go down to the pool, turn left, and then you'll see them just stretching and being beautiful. Okay, I forgot to make that. Okay.
Thank you, Laura. I showed up for Pilates. I thought it was like a French croissant or something, and I thought it was exercise. Yeah. Yeah. So that's what it is. Hey, second cup of coffee. We do a little interactive Bible study over the Sweet Shop, 9:30 to 10:15. A couple individual studies, topical studies, and then we're going to look at a few studies from the book of Philippians. So if you want to join us for that, feel free to do that. Today at 2 o'clock, we'll be down at the volleyball nets. If you would like to play beach volleyball, we'll put you on a team or come with a group. We'll have a little tournament and give away some ice cream to the winners. And then tonight, after the service, we'll have a bonfire down at the beach and some s'mores, and you get to see a sunset 9:23. I'm amazed how popular s'mores are. We served a lot of s'mores, and so I always have to go back and get some more s'mores and restock. But see us down there, and it's a great time to kind of conclude your day.
Okay, last but certainly not least, the person who absolutely runs Maranatha from the back channel through intimidation and coercion and makes me dress up in funny things, which you'll see during the week. She made me an elf last week to promote the Heart of Christmas program. But please welcome Corinne, who will talk about some of the technology needs here.
Ron is a great counselor. I do it. You've met my boss. Weekly, I see him. So Chris talked about Church Center, and one thing today that's really cool is Josh's notes are on there. So you can fill out your notes on the Planning Center app because we have all the sermons there too. So if you're not a paper person, they're online. Or if you want to go back, they're there too. But we use Planning Center all around our campus, Church Center. I use Planning Center. All around the campus for updates. Like he said, I can't go into your rooms and take your paper channel and change it when something happens, but I can change that. lunch, Toast app. We're doing that again. So if you have the Toast app on your phone, you can pre-order your lunch meals and pick up at the sweet shop again. Also, we have a couple new buffets this year. We have the Asian buffet, which is right out there, straight out today. Tuesday is Taco Tuesday. Wednesday is Chick-fil-A. That is not part of Maranatha. So, sorry. Thursday is Greek lunch, and the Weenie Wagon is still there as well. Did you talk about maintenance QR codes? Also, we love QR codes. So we have a Toast QR code, we have the church center, now we have a maintenance QR code. So in your check-in packet, you got like a little business card with a QR code and a phone number on it. You can text that phone number with any maintenance request. So you have a broken sink, you have lights out, anything like that, please text us. We'll get someone to fix it. Don't wait till the end of your week to let us know. We want to make sure everything is great for you guys while you're here. So.
And this concludes all of your housekeeping announcements. Back to our regularly scheduled program. Okay. Come on, guys. Why is this not opening up? Okay. We are so honored, pleased to have West Michigan Youth for Christ with us this week. The Kriegels, Dan and Michelle, were some of the first people that I got to meet here in my first year back in 2022, and we just had an instantaneous friendship, and they did a great project, which Steve is going to explain to you in a minute. But we are just wonderfully partnering with them, and now in the local community, we've got presence here based on the giving that was done here. So Steve Spitter, who is the Lakeshore Regional Director for Youth for Christ in West Michigan, is going to come up and update us on the project, and I know you guys are going to get fully behind. Also, which didn't get mentioned last night, is we have a member who has put up a $20,000 challenge grant to start the quest towards that $76,500. So, Steve?
Well, man, it is really good to be here at Maranatha. I spent some time on staff with a local church called Central Wesleyan down in Holland, and we did all of our staff retreats on these grounds in the fall, and I love the place in the fall. I just got to say, it's so exciting to be here and to see it being utilized at its full capacity in the summertime. So much more vibrant with what the Lord's doing here. So thanks for hosting us. And yeah, the last name is Spitters. Laura was actually the very first this morning already to look at me and go, Spitters, huh? That's a great name to work with middle school students. And I said, yeah, no trauma at all. What, Ron, right? Okay, all right. I'll get an appointment in there too since it's free. Still working through some things. Boy, I really, from Youth for Christ as a whole, it's our hope and our prayer that for those of you who are here this week, that your week would be one of those kind of slow, lazy sort of weeks where you get to experience the fullness of Jesus, if that's your cup of tea. On the other hand, if it's brisk morning walks down at the beach and then off to Pilates and in the core strength gym and whatever, go for it. But in the midst of whatever that looks like for you, we pray that it's a change of pace where you get to truly encounter Jesus, build memories as families, and have kingdom-oriented stuff all week. So with that being said, my role is Lakeshore Regional Director. Over the 11 years that I've been able to serve in a variety of roles with Youth for Christ, it's been my joy to get to know a little bit of YFC International. And yes, we're going to get to what we're doing locally, but we thought we'd cast a wide net, and that as we share with you a little bit about what's happening around the world, that you might find your heartbeat beating alongside the heartbeat of Youth for Christ internationally, locally as well. And so Youth for Christ itself is one of the largest indigenous youth ministries. And what that means is that we invest a ton of time in building up local leaders. So our priority is more about raising up people who are in their local community versus sending people. Does that make sense? A little bit of the different model. Perfect. So ever since our beginning some 80 years ago, we have been invested in responsible youth evangelism. So follow-up is super important. That's why we're so invested in indigenous leadership. Billy Graham, anybody heard of that name? So happens to be the very first full-time employee of Youth for Christ. And of course, he held rallies nationally with thousands of youth showing up, which gave way to international trips where the same thing, thousands of youth would show up. And so as that happened, that birthed the international movement, and YFC International came on the scene. We're now all over the world, 100 different countries, places like Myanmar, Ghana, Pakistan, and then of course the United States fits under that YFC International umbrella. Internationally, we've got over 100 locations. You can see that on the slides. And then nationally, we are in 131 unique chapters with over 2,000 ministry sites. Locally, West Michigan Youth for Christ has 23 ministry sites, and we continue to look to expand. And one of those projects 3 years ago is how we expanded into a 23rd spot. But I want to really quick zoom back out and give you an idea of a story that has happened internationally. And I think I saw Carl walk in the room, and yesterday morning's message, I got to sit in on that, and that salvation hallucination message. So this story comes from one of those locations where that's not an issue. This is a place where Christianity is deeply persecuted. Here's a story of Muhammad. A young man from a Muslim background endured deep emotional and spiritual trauma after experiencing childhood sexual trauma by a family member, which led him, understandably so, into a destructive spiral of decisions and behaviors. In his search for healing, he came across an Instagram video. Good things do actually happen occasionally on the internet. And as he came across that video, it spoke directly to the pain in his life, and he began to see there's a little bit of a glimmer of hope out there. Moved by the message, he actually reached out and then was warmly invited to a local church. And then he